presidential results have been like in the Bogatanga Central constituency. For the presidential result, like I mentioned earlier, the NDC have won all through from 1992. If you go back from 92, 96, all through they've won in this constituency. The only time the NDC lost was in 2000 and the 2004, and they lost to the PNC Edward Mahama. Beside that, the NDC have won in every election, right? Beside that, the NDC has won in every election in this constituency. So in 1996, they won by some 60.90%. In 2000, they lost to the PNC. Then they had a percentage difference, a percentage of 35.60. In 2004 also, they had, in the presidential election, they had 43.60% of the vote. 2008, they won, increased their margin after Edward Mahama of the PNC lost his prominence within the constituency. The NDC went ahead to win that election, then went further in 2012 to give a very big margin, winning by 74.40% of the vote. Then in 2020, we saw the NDC win again. However, their margin dropped from 66.70 to some 55.80 in the constituency. The NPP, however, has seen a marginal increase since 1996, winning in losing in 1996 by some 12.80%, increased it to 21.50 in 2000, and increased it further in 2004. Then in 2008, they had a marginal drop from 29.20, they dropped to 27.30. But in 2012 as well, there was another drop. So you see that the NPP dropped twice successive on the bounce. From 2004, they dropped in their presidential vote in the constituency, in the Bogatanga Central constituency. Then in 2016, they increased their margin to some 30%. Then in 2020, where they had the biggest percentage margin in terms of the presidential elections in the constituency, they went further to 41.97%. And we'll be looking at whether they'll be able to maintain this momentum or even increase it further, or it will be a drop for the NPP in the Bogatanga Central constituency. And that's how the elections have shaped up in Bogatanga. Quickly, let's look at the presidential elections as well. How the parliamentary, I beg your pardon, the parliamentary result, how it has looked like in the Bogatanga Central constituency of the Upper East region. This constituency is located in Bogatanga, the town itself, the seat of the region. So, as you see on your screens there, the NDC won in the parliamentary elections in 1996. Like I mentioned, they lost in the parliamentary elections to the PNC. They lost in the 2000 election to the PNC Apasara. Remember, PNC became very prominent in this election. They lost to the PNC in this constituency to Apasara. Lost in 2004 as well to Apasara. But however, they came back to win their seat in 2008. And since then, has won it all the way to 2020. The NPP, on the other side, have seen some, just like in the presidential election, have seen some marginal increase in their percentage point in terms of the parliamentary elections. Then again, in 2020, they increased, they had the biggest margin they've ever had. It means that they are gaining some grounds within the constituency. We see it in the 2020 presidential elections and the parliamentary elections as well. So the NPP has gained grounds within the constituency, and perhaps this might be their year. Now let's look at who is going face to face in the 2024 elections for the parliamentary seat in this constituency, the Bogatanga Central constituency. Like I mentioned earlier, we have the NDC. We have the NDC's Adongo coming in very strongly in the Bogatanga Central constituency, again on the seat of the NDC. But will he be able to win this year's election is another issue that we will be monitoring, because the NPP is presenting a candidate that is proven to be a force in this year's election. And I would quickly give you who and who the 2024 elections, who and who is going in for the NDC and the NPP. The NPP have Elvis Atia for the NPP in the parliamentary elections. Mr. Elvis Atia for the NPP. Then the NDC coming back with the same Isaac Adongo. Then we have a PNC candidate of the PNC candidate representing themselves as well in Peter Benoit. But the contest is going to be between Elvis Atia and Honorable Isaac Adongo of the NDC. And these are the key contenders in the Bogatanga Central elections. Now, the challenges in the constituency, as you see on your screen, this is the 2020 election, the contest in the 2020 elections, where Adongo won comfortably by 64.46%, as against Asanga Rex Simeon of the NPP. But in the 2024 election, there are key issues that are going to determine who wins in this constituency, whether Isaac Adongo will be able to maintain his seat or Elvis Atia of the NPP will unseat him. Now, the first issue would be the youth in the area. The youth in the area. For example, the Sharibu youth in the Bogatanga municipality have threatened to boycott the upcoming parliamentary and presidential elections if the state fails to connect the communities to the national grid. So there's still a lot of development issues in the area. We have the lack of electricity, feeder roads issues, and some gutters in the area that are still yet to be be cleaned and covered up for the constituency. So because of that, some youth within the area just a few weeks ago have threatened to boycott the elections. And this man, Isaac Adongo, is facing tough time in the constituency. The issue of poor road. And what we've also picked up is that there is a bit of disunity within the party, within the NDC party in the constituency, where Adongo is having issues with the constituency executives. And our reporter on the grounds will be confirming that for us to really understand what is the situation in the Bogatanga Central constituency. Why is Adongo struggling or likely to struggle in this year's election? So we have Major back on the line for us. Hello, Major. You are welcome back.
Thank you.
Right. Now we are in another constituency, the Bogatanga Central constituency, which is likely to go in a very unforeseen way if what we are picking up is true. Tell us, how is the grounds like for both the incumbent MP, Honorable Isaac Adongo, and Elvis Atia of the NPP? How is the grounds like for the two of them?
Okay, thank you for bringing me back again. When you come to the Bogatanga Central constituency, in fact, it's a very funny constituency in the sense that at times the people may not necessarily look at what the person is bringing on board. At times they just rely, or let's say they focus on the party they want. Let's go back to 2020. 2020, I never thought of Honorable Adongo going back to Parliament.
Why do you say so? Why do you say so?
I am saying that because I am somebody, at that time I was close to one of their constituency executives. And he was always giving me a whole lot of complaints.
Is it information you picked up in the lead up to the 2020 elections?
Yes.
All right. So speak on the information you picked up.
Discrepancies with them. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he won. As we are talking, The people are of the view that Honorable Isaac Adongo is based in Accra. He is not accessible. Some of them at times make comparison of MPs like Honorable Haruna Idrisu of Tamale Central and Co. That mostly weekends they come. They pay visit to their constituencies to interact with them to know what they are facing. But when it comes to DS, it is not like that.
So what you are saying is that the constituents are saying that Honorable Isaac Adongo is not visible within the constituency. He's not accessible.
Yes, it's not visible, yes. And besides that, some of them also allege that when they go to him with their personal issues, for instance, school fees and other issues for him to attend to them, at times the promise might be given, and at the end of the day, to fulfill it is always a problem. I am putting it in quote, alleged, because I am not one of them. I am not voting in Bolga Central, although I live in Bolga Central, but I am not a voter there. But when it comes to the issues of misunderstanding between Mr. Adongo and the executive, in fact, it is something that is clear to everybody.
So are you saying that it is an open secret in the constituency that Honorable Adongo, Isaac Adongo and his constituency executives are having issues?
Not basically all of them, but
some
of them. He has issues with some of them. So when it comes to, for instance, during their primaries, most of the executives were of the view that they should conduct primaries. But because of what the party people, the top hierarchy of the party had in Accra, they quickly came down.
He went unopposed. He went unopposed, yeah.
So most of them weren't happy. But to be frank, we are still in the campaign trail. When it comes to, let's look at the issue of the NPP parliamentary candidate. The people, I can count up to 100. They are of the view that the man is somebody who has helped 1, 2, or 3. He has brought his personal social interventions. He has done the drilling of boreholes and a whole lot to them. The people who praise him, at the end of the day, normally say that the party he has found himself in, they are not happy with him.
Right. So, Major, because of time, okay. just in a minute or 30 seconds, wrap up for us. How is Bolga, Elvis, and Adongo likely to shape up after December 7th?
In fact, when you look at the contest at the moment, it's a tough one between Elvis, Atia, Figo, and that of Honorable Isaac Adongo. But at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, Honorable Isaac Adongo will definitely win. Because the people believe in the NDC.
So, all right.
Isaac Adongo is having tough time with Mr. Figo. But if he, let's say Figo does not play his cards well, Isaac might win.
Right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Major. That is our regional correspondent, and he's been sharing with us what he has picked up in the constituency. And all that he's been saying is what the people have been saying to him in his interaction. And he's been saying that the constituency is likely to see a bit of a shape-up and a shake-up in the December 7th elections. But no matter how it goes, we might likely see Isaac Adongo of the DC winning the seat again for the NDC in the Bogotanga Central constituency. And because of time, we have to end here on Constituency in Focus here on ABC News Ghana. I have been your host, Samuel Nyimabo, and keep your dial here on ABC News Ghana, because tomorrow and every weekday up until December 7th, we'll be bringing you this analysis of constituencies across the 16 regions of Ghana as we dissect